morning, Miss. My name is Nalini Chandra, and today we'll be looking at the windsock. A windsock is a conical textile tube which resembles a giant sock. This is used to tell the direction of the wind, also the speed. Sometimes they're used as decoration too. Here is an improvised version of a windsock. So to demonstrate how the windsock works, I will be using the fan to create the wind. So I'm going to turn the fan on, and here you can see the windsock is moving in the direction of the wind. So the wind is coming from the eastward side, all the way to the westward side. So that's the direction that the windsock is blowing. I will try to increase the speed to see what happens to the windsock. So here we go, position, and there you can see the windsock blowing even higher. Again, I will increase further and direction, and it blows. Now what I will do is change the direction of the windsock, the position. So I will rotate this just to see if it will move in any direction. So again, we can see when the stick is on this end that it is also moving. So moving around in a 360 position, and there our windsock blows in every direction. I'm rotating this way because it is harder for me to move the fan rather than to move this. So the creation of the windsock, this windsock is made from paper, string, decorative ribbon, and some little gold dots. They are good activities to make with pupils to demonstrate the windsock, and it's a fun activity as well. And here, if you can remove it, and you can run around with the pupils and just have fun. So this is my windsock, my improvised version of a windsock. Here is what the actual windsock looks like. It's a conical shape that looks like an actual sock. So in this one, the faster or the stronger the wind, the straighter the windsock will be as the wind flows through it. Thank you.
Good morning, Miss. My name is Miss Latriti Jainarine, and this morning I have to present my solar model, my improvisation material, my insect in a bottle, my improvised insect in a bottle, and my improvised thermometer. For my thermometer, I use a plastic bottle. I use half cup of rubbing alcohol and half cup of water and 2 drops of red coloring. I use a straw where I bore a hole at the middle of the cork, and I put the straw straight down to the bottle. I cork the lid of the bottle very tightly, and to prevent any air from escaping, I made a dough from flour and water. I will now cover the cork. I am doing this to make sure that no air will be escaping from the bottle or the corner. Here I have a water that is 300 degrees Celsius. I place the straw. I make sure that the straw is not touching at the depth of the water, but just at the top. And there you can see the rising of the thermometer, the temperature. And this is my improvised thermometer. My another improvised item is a caterpillar, where you can see the caterpillar there. And the caterpillar is the larva of the butterfly, and the caterpillar there is feeding on leaf. Here I have my solar system. For my solar system, I made it from a cardboard box. We know the solar system is found in the Milky Way, which is known as the galaxy. To make the galaxy, I paste black cardboard in the box. I color it with crayon to make the galaxy. To make my planet, I use styrofoam balls and I cover it in various colors. For my sun, I make a paper machine ball. A paper machine ball is made from balloon, tissue, and white glue mixed with water. I place the tissue on top of the balloon after I finish glue it up, and I place the tissue on top of the balloon and I rub the paste so that it will hold, and when I do about 3 layers of that, and when I finish I leave it in the sun to dry for 2 days. And there is where I have my improvised solar system. We know the solar system was formed 4.5 billion years ago from an interstellar cloud, and the interstellar cloud made up of gas and dust, and the gas and dust form into the sun, and when it form into the sun, there is where we have the planet start to develop. It form into a hypothesis nebular. Hypothesis nebular is a disk that keep on this keeps coming around, orbited or revolving around the sun. And here is where I have my 8th planet. I have Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun. The second planet, it is Venus. I have Earth, the 3rd planet, our homeland. Mars, the 4th planet. Jupiter, which is the biggest planet. Uranus, the coldest planet. And Neptune, the farthest planet away. Now here is where I have my 8th planet and my solar system model, my improvised material, my improvised thermometer, my improvised an insect in a bottle. And there is my presentation. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Miss. My name is Miss Latronti Jainarine, and this afternoon I have to display my solar system model, which they improvise. I have my improvised material, my improvised thermometer, my improvised insect in a bottle, and these both are in part of the kit. Now I will be demonstrating my thermometer. Now thermometer is used to test the temperature of something, water. It could also test the temperature of your body. Now to the improvised thermometer that I made here, I use half glass of water and half glass of alcohol. I pour both into the bottle and I add 2 drops of red coloring. I take a straw and I bore a hole at the middle of the car and I push the straw. I put 3 of the straws straight down into the bottle and I cover the car very tightly. To make sure that no air will be escaping from the bottle, I made a dough. Some people use Play-Doh. I made a dough where I use flour. Mix it with flour and water. To make the galaxy, I use black cardboard, which I paste in the box. And when I paste it into the box, I take crayon and I drew the galaxy. And there is where I have my galaxy and in my planet in the galaxy. To make the planet revolve around the sun, we know the solar system was formed 4.5 billion years ago Here is where I have my solar system. My solar system is made from a cardboard box. My planets are made from styrofoam, where I color it with the various acrylic paints. My sun is made from a paper machine ball. A paper machine ball is where you blew a balloon, and I take toilet paper and I place it over the balloon and I paste it with white paste and water. And when I place it there, I do about 3 layers so it will be very thick. And when I place it in the sun for 2 days to dry, to make my sun lit, I use electric candle inside the paper machine ball. My galaxy is where I drew my galaxy, or planet is found in the Milky Way, which is known as the galaxy. To make my galaxy, I use crayon and I color it, and I also use, to make the stars, where we know millions of planets are found, but they are yet to be discovered by scientists. I use white paint and I take a brush and I spray so they will be stars. To make my planet revolve around the sun, I use a flower spinner. And there you have my solar system. The solar system is made up of 8 planets. Mercury, which is the planet closest to the sun. The second planet is Venus, which is the hottest planet in the solar system. We have Earth, which is our homeland. We have Mars, which is known as the red planet, and may have billions of years, they have been life there. We have Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in the solar system. We have Uranus, which are known as the ice planet, the coldest planet, and we have Neptune. Now these are the 9 the planets in the solar system. Now there you have my solar system model, my improvised material, my thermometer, and my insect. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my science corner. I will start with 2 items to make. 1, the eye model, and 2, a spring balance. So I'm going to tell you what I made with these items. So I'm going to start off with the spring balance. I use household materials like syringe and rubber to hold it up to get the handle, and I used wire to make the hook where the item has to hook on to wheel. Then I have the model of the eye. As you can see, this part here is what we see, the outer part of the eye, and this part here is the inner part of the eye. We see the internal structure of the eye. So we have this on a clearer view. We see that the eye is made up of different parts internally. We have the retina, the suspector muscle. This is the 2 muscles above and below. We have the optic nerve. We have the pupil. We have the iris, which is the colored part of the eye. We have the lens and the cornea. So that's it for the eye, and I'm going to show you how the spring balance works. So this is an item that most of us have in our household, and it's used to measure weight, or the pound, as some of you might have it to be a pound item like chicken or bag, soft. But I have a weight here to demonstrate to you how we use spring balance. So this hook is used mainly to hook the item, and with that, the pressure that is released, we see the amount of pound is shown here on the spring balance. So that's it for today. Thank you.
So this is our science corner. Here we have the model of the flower and the brochure. I'm going to explain the model and the components of the brochure. So here we have the model of the flower. This is a hibiscus flower. This model shows every part of the male and female reproductive part of the flower, and here we have the brochure, the flower. We have what is a flower. It have the description of what is a flower. It have the importance of a flower to the plant. Then we have the parts of the flower, and if we look closely here to the model, you can see the parts just as in the parts on the diagram. So here we have the anther, the filament, which is the stamen, the male part. Then we have the stigma, the style, the ovary and the ovules, which is the carpel. Then we have the receptacle at the bottom, and we have the sepal, which is the green part here. I used a Sprite bottle and I carved out the shape of the sepal and I attached it to the bottom of the flower. If you look here, and you have the bright colored petals, and I used paint to paint them. Here you have a picture of it, and we have here the materials used: styrofoam, razor blade for cutting, paint, paint brushes, Sprite soda bottle, paper, and markers. And they have a little description here of how the model was made. It took approximately 7 to 8 hours. The intricate part here took some time. It shows the female reproductive part, and it's a clear visual or a clear replica of what a flower looks like internally and externally. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Miss. Good afternoon, colleagues. We're looking at the model of the heart and an improvised equipment, which is the measuring cylinder. First, I will just give you a brief description of what the heart is. The heart is a muscular organ about the size of a closed fist that functions as a body circulatory pumps. Okay, so they say that the heart is it is like the face when it is closed. So the heart is located in the thoracic cavity, medial to the lungs and posterior to the sternum. Okay, so this is the heart. This is the pulmonary vein. This is the pulmonary artery. This is the aorta, and this is the superior vena cava. Okay, I will now show you how the heart beats. Look closely and then you can see how it beats. Good. So the heart is made out, the improvised heart is made out of styrofoam, foam sheet, typing paper, marker, and paste. So I'll now move on to the measuring cylinder. This is an improvised measuring cylinder made out of a bottle, and a paper and pen. I'll give you a brief description of what is a measuring cylinder. Okay, a measuring cylinder is a common piece of laboratory equipment used to measure the volume of a liquid. So when you put liquid or any liquid water or any liquid in the measuring cylinder, you can see with the measurement on the side how many water is in the measuring cylinder. Thank you.